Okay, websites, gotta have them. I'm excited about this one. All right, so your website needs to do something. It's your headquarters for your sales machine. But like I said, almost 99% of you dentists and Warner Robins are using it like an online brochure. So the easiest way to get your site working properly is to have it answer these three essential questions almost instantaneously. Like within the first few seconds, visitors come to your site. Okay, answer: what do you offer that ties to their problem? How would their life be better from that offer, meaning surviving and thriving socially, and what do they got to do to buy it? Okay, you need to answer those three questions as soon as your page loads, crystal clear, because if you don't, the majority of your visitors will leave, like gone, not even one finger scroll down the page. Remember, the brain's conserving calories, so if you don't trigger a social survival response, there's no need to go down the page. Their brain's just going to say, yep, nope, they can't help us. Got it? All right. So let's look at 5 things you can change to transform your site and crush those 3 essential questions. Change number 1, say what you do in your header. Don't get poetic. Okay, so you know that big banner at the top of your site, right underneath the navigation menu. That's the header. I got to explain it to some of you. That's standard, and that's your website's most important weapon. If you don't have one, by the way, you look old, like dial-up AOL old. I'm not picking on you. Just fix that, okay? Now, anyway, the header is where you answer those 3 questions and capture interest or sales. Now, maybe not often. Most people need to be massaged, but if you don't have the 3 questions here, you won't catch anyone. Now, you want to keep the message simple. No medical terms, no fluffy feel-good language either. Buying is an emotional decision, yes, but that doesn't mean you get to force feed those emotions. Just point them to what triggers those emotions and let it do what it do, baby. I'm sorry, I heard that in a movie and it sounded good. Anyway, I'm just saying calories, right? Always keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about the second question for a second. How will their life be better by buying what you offer? You need to be very specific with this. That means you got to know your audience inside and out. People are different, period. They value different things. So that means you got to hyper target a specific audience in order to answer that question in a way that will communicate the value they want. So you can tap the interest of those new patients and get more sales down the road. Okay. So yeah, you could do like every other single dentist in Warner Robins and target everybody. Or you could target mothers with kids between 5 and 12. Or you could target white collar professionals who are climbing up the corporate ladder. Now, I know that sounds like leaving money on the table, but that just means you haven't researched Warner Robins' population and used that data to refine your marketing strategy. Now, I've done that for you, by the way, and I provided video training on how to use it. The link is below in the page, so go get it. It's free too. You're welcome. Anyway, what's the difference when you target down, right? When you narrow your audience? Well, your message gets simpler, it gets clearer, more compelling. Instead of quality dental care for Warner Robins, or smile with confidence, or compassionate dental care, which all are blah and generic, and they don't answer how will this help them thrive and survive social situations relevant to them, you get really specific with those triggers. No stress dental care for busy parents, with a pic of mom sitting in that god-awful school traffic, waiting to get her child, or getting kids ready in the morning. And for the professionals, dental care for the future CEO, with a pic of a proud, smiling, youngish man or woman getting a pat on the back by a senior exec in an office meeting, or at home getting ready for work. So you got what you offer, dental care. Let's take moms, for instance. And how will this make their life better? Time stress is a huge deal for busy mothers. You're promising you won't add another negative factor to her life, like those god-awful school pickup lines. I'm sorry, this is not the right time. Anyway, as a side note, ditch the pose group staff pictures in the header. I know what you're saying, but it's a very specific conversation you're having, and you get a little bit of real estate, okay? New visitors won't know who they are, so why would they care? They're visiting for a reason, and it ain't your staff, all right? Let your social media build that bridge. And your existing patients probably don't go back to your site much, if at all anyway, not if your follow-up strategy's on point. So it's just calorie burning white noise for them to ignore, okay? So yeah, you can have a picture of yourself front and center in your banner. You're the owner after all, but avoid that too, unless you're going to be the face and voice of your practice for nearly every marketing touch point. That takes work. So if you're not looking to be the Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Oprah of dentistry and Warner Robins, a mini celebrity basically, just find imagery that supports your wording, all right? Change number 2, tell them how to buy. This one won't take long, but it's super important, okay? So first, you need a call to action, okay? In the first place that needs to happen is in your header. Send it underneath your header message. You've seen them, the big bold buttons like buy now or subscribe, right? Use them. Most of you don't. I checked. But if you aren't, guarantee you aren't getting the new patients you need to grow from your site. You're assuming that they know what you want them to do. As a matter of fact, you're assuming they know what they need to do. They don't. And most won't take the time to figure it out. Calories, right? You haven't convinced them of your value, not yet. So decoding your message, it's still a waste of energy, right? So next, make sure those call to action buttons stand out. They need to be boldly standing out to draw attention, right? Make them larger, change the color, contrasting colors, right? You really shouldn't have more than 1 or 2 in the header, 1 preferably. And finally, language. Remember, everything needs to be clear, simple, and easy to understand. Calls to action are no different. But more than that, tell them what to do. You need them to take a particular action, especially if you're leading to a sale or a consultation or something. Learning more is not a good thing. Sounds like a lot of work for something that hasn't really been proven to be valuable yet. Get started is another weak one. Why? What for? What value is that? But when you get strong with your directions, you sound confident in what you offer. Subscribe. Buy now. Right? Don't be passive, guys. They want to know what to do, so tell them. And by the way, the header call to action, repeat those words in the top right corner of your site where the navigation sits, okay? We read left to right, so they'll hit your logo first, and then they'll skim the navigation because it has no value yet. So that call to action is like a punctuation mark. It'll get cataloged. They'll read it, okay? It won't mean anything, but they'll read it. But when they shoot down to your header and they see it there, it just reinforces the strength. It's the second time they've seen it. Right, pretty sweet. So change number 3, scare them with failure. All right, so you're a dentist. I'm assuming part of why you chose to pursue that was because you believe in the importance of healthy mouths, which it sounds weird to me, but I'm not a dentist, so I get it. I'm glad you're here. But what happens when they don't choose you? If there's no consequence, you have no value. But remember, it's survive or thrive socially. So it's not about the procedure or healthy gums. That's important to you. Even if they know in the back of their head health is important, I promise it's not a priority. That's why they skipped you and said it was because you're expensive, but then they went and bought the $100 sneakers or the $200 purse or the $1,000 iPhone, even though they just bought it last year, just saying. So in the section after your header, you need to tell them how they'll fail to socially survive or thrive without you. What's it going to cost them? So for the busy parents, if you got a state-of-the-art patient processing software system, I don't know, so they don't fill out paperwork ever, sweet, I'm there. And if it gets them in and out exactly on schedule every single time, I'm like double there, right? But don't talk about that system, like at all. Instead, ask things like, did you love fighting with screaming toddler while you filled out mounds of paperwork? And wasn't it an amazing experience losing your sanity, taking off from work, going all the way across town, snatching the kids from school, all to be on time for their appointment, just to wait an hour or 2 extra to see your dentist, your last dentist? Forget about your system. That's what they care about, wasting time when they're already time strapped. Again, that means knowing your audience, though. That way you understand the real problems and you touch as many big ones as you can. So just be clear and simple in how you talk about it. Speak their language, not yours. All right, so change number 4, speak to the benefit. All right, you hit the pains. Now talk about the opposite. Tell them what they gain from choosing your practice, but speak again to their real pains. Mom's not going to waste her days sitting in a lobby with a hangry, and that's hungry and angry, by the way. Some of you didn't get that. I had to explain it. But a hangry, bored kid, right? Getting on her nerves. Not with you. She's not wasting time. She's getting things done, and that's gangster. And I don't know why I said gangster, but anyway. Number 5. Give them a plan, all right? So outline 3 simple, clear steps, engaging steps that they can take. And yeah, it might be complex on your end, but make it easy for them. That's the plan, right? See, in the header, you caught their attention and piqued interest, letting them know what you do. Then you let them know what bad things were coming if they didn't choose to take action. Then you told them those bad things don't have to happen and showed them how life changes by choosing your practice. But even though the story so far is kind of built a little relationship, they're not going to buy. Why? Because choosing you invites risk. They have to pay you, right? And that's risk because you may not live up to what you said. So you drop the 3-step plan. 1, because you actually can deliver. And 2, breaking down the process into bite-sized chunks helps patients feel at ease. It shows them that you have done your homework and really have figured out how to deliver. And that's huge. Okay, guys? Saving calories. All right. That wraps up the changes to your website that'll get you moving into more successful waters. And I know I ran over time a bit, I think, but I needed to get all those points and I need you to understand in order to see where your results are coming from. So next, I'm going to take you through an example, a live website that follows this formula. So I'll see you in